Expect showers and storms on Friday. Good Thursday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see from the Ultimate Doppler radar, we've had some hit or miss showers as of this evening. Just after 10 minutes, 8 o'clock, you can see Ultimate Doppler radar, some showers in around south of Maryville, Blount County, maybe a few hit or miss sprinkles or showers near Kodak and to the northwest of Jefferson City. The Ultimate Doppler radar presented by A1 Fincham Heating and Cooling, focused on customer satisfaction. They won't quit until you're happy. Check them out at a1fincham.com. Now, I mentioned thunderstorms a possibility, and we're already seeing that in Middle Tennessee, which means as it heads here, some of it may pop up in your neighborhood after you go to bed tonight. So don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder. Meanwhile, there's about over 280 or so, 275, 80 lightning strikes moving across Middle Tennessee and parts of Kentucky at this hour. Not much behind it. Memphis and places like St. Louis look pretty dry, as this system is likely to slow down or stall during much of tomorrow. How much rainfall can we really expect? Well, given the fact that some thunderstorms will be developing, there could be locally higher amounts. Now, this is on the lower end of the spectrum. It shows only about 2/10 or less in Oak Ridge, maybe 1/3 of an inch in Knoxville, Maryville, and maybe closer to a higher amount to the east. But this other map says, oh, no, we're probably in that 1/2 inch to an inch, and this is where I favor 1/2 inch to an inch for much areas from Knoxville eastward, but lesser amounts for places like Athens or Crossville, where it may be closer to 1/4 inch. Now, this would suggest 1.25 inches for Greenville, and maybe about 1 inch for Sevierville. So there could be some locally higher amounts where the thunderstorms take up residence, but 1/2 inch to 1 inch, I think, is reasonable to anticipate or expect. Tracking the clouds, we have plenty of those tonight. That's not going to change, and some of those clouds will eventually start to leak as the storms in Nashville or that area begin to advance here. High temperature today hit 74. I was expecting 72, but to be fair, Oak Ridge only hit 71. But we did make it 74. That's 3 degrees above normal. We had a peak gust of 31 miles per hour. Didn't get quite to 72 in Tellico Plains. They were 71. 72 Athens, 70 Morristown and Newport, and clearly mid to upper 60s were more common for the Plateau and up toward La Follette, where they hit 69 degrees there in Campbell County. Now, if you like summer, they had a little taste of that today in Memphis. They got up to 82 today. Tupelo hit 81. Now, we know it's fall. We know it's going to be rainy tomorrow at times, and that means wet leaves. So make sure you drive very carefully tomorrow, as you may want to sit through the windowsill, drinking the coffee and watching wet leaves develop. Headlines: rainy with thunder on Friday. Hazy sun on Saturday, will be dry, and bright sunshine Sunday and Monday. It'll be a sun-filled start to the work week next week. Watching the tropics, we have Tammy. Tammy may not have any direct impact on the U.S. per se, but it could have some impact for the U.S. Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, but certainly St. Kitts and maybe Antigua. These are the places, the islands that could be impacted from tropical storm, soon-to-be Hurricane Tammy. So this is the latest update from the Hurricane Center. Winds at 60, moving west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. And you can see how it grazes some of those islands. And by Saturday, it could be a minimal hurricane. Winds around 75 by 2 o'clock Saturday, and then brushes by with very large swells that affect the Virgin Islands, and then works its way back toward the colder waters of the Atlantic. But there is the potential that Tammy becomes a hurricane before the weekend is through. And the potential tracks keep most of Tammy out of harm's way, as you can see here. Each one of these lines represent different models, and these are some of the tools of many they have at their disposal. The Hurricane Center can typically draw a cone that may similarly look like these spaghetti plots. All right, let's talk about the names. We've got Vince on deck and Whitney. We are almost to the end of the 2023 list and may have to go to an alternate list. By the way, if your car needs a car wash, may I recommend Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Oh yes, more dry days ahead. Yeah, we're going to get rain tomorrow. But that means if you get your car washed at Tidal Wave Auto Spa in Alcoa, Jefferson City, maybe Greenville or Johnson City or Newport, Clinton, these are the places that have been opening up this month. You'll have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 straight days of dry weather. That's a woohoo. A woohoo if you're getting the car wash. But may I recommend Tidal Wave Auto Spa. You may find one that's close to you. Check them out. By the way, speaking of cars, you may be in the car driving to Tuscaloosa for this weekend. 3:30 CBS if you're not driving there. But go Big Orange. We're 5-1. They're 6-1. Temperature should be in the low 80s, just like Memphis was today. So I'm expecting kickoff 81, which is technically 2:30 Central Time, right? We got to take into account the time change. 2:30 Central. 81 degrees. Halftime, about 83. And I'm expecting the end of the fourth quarter, for our time, about 7. For them, about 6. We'll be in the mid-70s, I think, down there. Lots of sunshine, so a few scattered clouds, extra clouds for the second half of the game. But Bryant-Denny Stadium, the place to be, may I say, go Vols. Storm Prediction Center, we're talking about maybe a few thunderstorms here. That can be expected. I'm looking at the hot spots in dark green. That's where Charlotte, Savannah, Augusta comes to mind. Jacksonville, Florida may have some isolated severe storms tomorrow. But for us, it's just general thunderstorms. And that pretty much encompasses all of East Tennessee is fair game for a thunderstorm. But when the lower 48 is void of any color in the autumn season, that's kind of a rarity, but we'll take it. Because there won't be any thunder on Saturday. Beautiful day developing on Saturday. So here's the front, and technically there's a trough that's behind it. That's the brown broken line. So once the front comes in at 7 a.m., we're going to get another kickstart when the brown line comes in here for the afternoon. So even though the showers may ebb and flow, it may take until 4 or 5 o'clock before they're east of Knoxville, and hopefully, knock on wood, they're gone before Friday night football, high school football. So we want to get those out of here, and most likely they will be. So the bleachers will be wet, but may not be raining actively once the game gets underway. By the way, the front one is trying to move in here, maybe reinforce some cooler air. On Sunday, expect Sunday's high to be at 68. So 68 on Sunday, but 70 on Saturday. Not a bad finish for the weekend. I'd say a pretty sweet weekend is on tap. All right, let me get to the forecast as we have now moved into visibility. Are we going to have a lot of fog in the morning? Probably not. With enough clouds and some rain, if we have any reduced visibility, it may simply be because of the rain that's coming through your town or mine. But the future visibility not showing anything too dramatic. Valley Planner, normal low is 47. It's a mild night. Expecting a low around 54. So low to mid-50s may be more common, as we're looking about, 7 degrees above average overnight tonight. Speaking of tonight, 54 with more clouds, showers. Don't forget the rumbles of thunder that may wake you up. Winds 5 to 15, 53 in Oak Ridge for the low, 50 for Oneida, and Maryville, 54 degrees, as well as Alcoa. Tomorrow I'm anticipating a high of 65. Don't see much higher than that. Maybe a 66. It's going to be one of those cooler days as the showers and storms keep moving, and gusts of wind around 30 plus, kind of like we had today. Those winds will be active. 65 tomorrow, 65 in Oak Ridge. As we look at the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee, 70 on Saturday, 68 on Sunday, and that's why I said car wash may be calling your name, because our coldest morning, maybe Monday at 42, but we're back in the mid-70s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic, the best Knoxville traffic report, bar none, but Pete Michaels has got it. Just search Captain Accurate at the App Store, Google Play. You get all the National Weather Service alerts, which is helpful. You get lightning alerts, which will be really helpful tomorrow. And if there's any other issues, you'll be notified in real time as soon as the Weather Service decides to pull that trigger. But the lightning, that'll be coming based on where you are at any given time. My name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.